Anywhere you go, you belong. Anywhere you say, anywhere.
Okay guys, welcome back to another stream. Hope everyone is doing well this Wednesday morning. As always guys, if you are new to the channel, please be sure to drop a like, subscribe, really does help out the channel. Make sure you do hit the bell as well, so you don't miss out on any streams or uploads coming in the near future. Make sure you do check out the Telegram channel, link to that in the description below, where I do share my updates. But guys, welcome back to another stream. Tashi, good morning. Hope you're well. Scalpy, as always, welcome to the stream. I'm doing good. Hope you are doing good as well. More welcome back. Hope you're good. Close my position on Euro Yen. Open 2 more at the moment. Touch the support. Come on. Is it up? I mean, with the yen pairs, we have had an exceptional rally, and now we're coming back to some areas of resistance. I mean, these are kind of the areas where we did sell off from. So coming into these prices, I'll be a little bit more careful, but yeah, I mean, phenomenal move on Euro Yen that you caught there from the low there to the high. I mean, how many pips we're looking at? Yeah, we're looking at 300, 400 pips there. So there's a lot of pips there, on the yen pairs. But we have seen some downside, which, again, nothing major. It's nothing major. It's not like we've taken out structure or anything. We've seen some bearish candles on the 4H. I'm looking across the board here. Yeah, I mean, for me, it's more like a profit-taking situation, because we've had an exceptional rally. We don't normally rally like this on and on and on throughout numerous days without taking a breather. So this could just be that breather for the market to continue heading up. Or, yeah, I'm not going to say anything about a reversal or anything, because we're very, very far away from that. But yeah, the yen pairs have hit some prices where things get a little bit interesting. I'm looking at the old Japanese index. What's happening there? Okay, so we have had another rejection of that level here. So if the Japanese index can break through this, then the yen pairs will be onto something. And we could see the Japanese index push back to the high. And yeah, that'll probably mean the yen pairs are back to their highs and taking out their wicks as well, which they left a couple of weeks ago. But if we do see a big rejection here, which looks like price is doing so far, that could open up the door for this move here, which would mean some weakness in the yen pairs. And that's purely just based on the correlation. Whether it will be 100% is up in the air. But yeah, I mean, I'm still bullish on the yen pairs, still seeing higher highs and higher lows. But like I said last week as well, I need a bigger pullback. If I'm not in the move down here, then the train has left the station a little bit for me. But very, very impressive move for the yen pairs. Scalpy found my money. Okay. Oh, is that from IC Markets? Credited to my account, and it was refused by my bank apparently. Oh, okay. Bank's not wanting you to get paid. Poor from them. I mean, that's happened to me before. I can't remember the reason why. I mean, I remember I had to use a different withdrawal method. And then it came through, but I can't remember why my bank rejected it as well. Low risk for it, but I don't sell. I'm a buy. Okay, yeah, I mean, I'm bullish as well with them, but yeah, it's a little bit too high up for me to be looking to long. If you're on the lower time frames, you probably can get away with it, but 4H daily is a little bit of a stretch for me. What's up, Favor? USD CAD, what is your analysis? Okay, I'll go through a bunch of dollar pairs, because dollar pairs we've seen some weakness across the board for dollar. I mean, of course, we do have CPI as well coming up this afternoon, so things should be getting interesting. But for dollar CAD, I've been looking at a bounce from this level of support, and I mentioned this a while ago. We did see the bounce. This was after NFP, but we just didn't really get going. Well, we did have some nice movement, but we just didn't take out any structure. Now the market's forming some lower highs here, so kind of just building between this kind of trend line and that support, depending which one's going to break first, sort of thing. So the way I'm looking at dollar CAD is we're still coming into a very nice level of support where we could catch another bounce, but my only my major concern will be is that most likely we'll probably just bounce, and it probably might just create another lower high to go and break through. Because if we're going to maintain these lower highs, there's a good chance we'll form another one and eventually push through. So this is still a decent place for a long. You can see multiple levels, multiple rejection of that level, really healthy breakout, and we respected that support as well. So it's definitely a place where USD CAD is respecting very well. But based on how price is moving there, the fact that we haven't just tested it and flown and reversed, the fact that we're coming back again and forming these lower highs is not particularly a good sign. So yeah, it's not a bad level for a shorter term position, but I wouldn't look to hold because I've got there's a good chance we could form another lower high, come back to your entry, and maybe stop you out if you do break through. And on the flip side, if you do have the breakout, this would then in turn create a nice healthy level of support, out-of-time resistance, which would make a lot of sense for some shorts. And again, we're looking to keep up with the lower highs there, 1, 2, 3, 4, and potentially a fifth one there as well. So in summary, nice place for a long, wouldn't look to hold. If we do go break through, we're looking for a retest. Excuse me. And there we go with the emojis again, right on cue. Again, Boyan, you can just put NASDAQ there. I can see your messages. I'll go through a few dollar pairs first, and then I'll take a look at NASDAQ. From Indonesia, okay. Is there a big emoji community in Indonesia? Because that would explain it. Anyway, so in terms of dollar pairs, we've seen some weakness. If I scoot over to DXY real quick, you can see we are seeing some weakness. And I was talking yesterday about this level here. Actually, no, I was talking about this level here, sorry. This level here, and the way price was shaping up, it looked like we could get another push back into the level. So I was favoring another move back down, but then I'm looking for a big rejection here for a push up. However, it's not looking like that at the moment in time, which could change it drastically come CPI this afternoon. But at this moment in time, price is definitely very, very bearish for DXY. Again, this is not seller's territory for me, at least on the time frames I'm looking at. So it's not like I'm looking to sell DXY. If anything, I'm still looking to see if price can bounce from here and give me a bullish signal, and then I'll use that as confluence for other dollar crosses. But at the moment in time, we are seeing some bearish momentum right now for the DXY, but we are coming back into major support. So we're going to see how price does react with it. We did reject it quite nicely last week or the week before. So we're going to see what we can do this week. Right now, price is very bearish, but we are coming into a sensitive region. If we take that into Euro USD, we could be seeing some downside coming to these areas, but we did break through my level of interest. So in terms of me looking to short Euro USD, I'm not as keen anymore, and kind of just keeping an eye on it, but not really looking to take any shorts. I still do favor a move to the downside as long as we don't take out that high. Technically speaking, we might have broken through resistance, but we haven't actually broken through any market structure. So therefore, my bias hasn't changed. But of course, the level I'm looking to short from has broken. So my setup I was looking for is no longer valid. Unless we come back underneath it, then I'll re-investigate. But yeah, for Euro USD, I'm still bearish bias. This is still a very impressive bearish leg. I'm still viewing this as our correction. So that's where my bias lies, still at something like this. But because we've broken through the level, didn't give me an entry signal anyway, yeah, there's nothing for me to do there. So at the moment in time, we could actually come back for a retest and look for more upside, which will make a lot of sense as well. If DXY does break the support, we could be looking at something like that. Aussie dollar likewise as well. If we do break through the high there too, this could be a really nice breakout opportunity for some longs. Dollar CAD, as I spoke, if you do break to the downside, could be opportunity there for some shorts. Pound USD, this one looking like it's trying to break back inside the range, or it may have done so already. Yeah, it's breaking back inside the range. So again, in turn, I was looking at this as a big fake out, but it looks like price has just gone and done the exact same to the downside as well. So this is effectively our range. Appreciate subscribing, Jacob. So this is our range high, range low. We faked to the upside, faked to the downside. Now we're back inside the range. So essentially for pound USD, I'm looking at something like this back to the high at 1.28. So yeah, it looks like the dollar crosses, they're looking like they're changing direction, at least according to my analysis. But yeah, I'm not seeing setups to take advantage of those moves just yet. I think if we can see a bit more follow through from the DXY, then I'll probably be looking at something like this, and then probably some opportunities on some of the dollar pairs. But we need to see that breakout, or of course we could still reject it. So for me, DXY is an interesting area. Depending on what we do here, we'll probably make up my bias for the next week or two. Moving on to NASDAQ for our Indonesian friend. So yeah, looking very, very bullish. We're not quite back at the highs, are we? No, not quite. So still looking at more upside for this one. Again, I think there's a very, very high chance we just make it back to the high. So if you're looking to trade this one, I'll just be looking at pullbacks, expecting price to push on. So I'm looking at the retest of this high here, or even a retest of this prior high, which we did see yesterday, but we may still come back down and test it again. Potentially the news could dump before pushing up higher, which could be a good thing because that might just give us some opportunities to actually long NASDAQ. But yeah, I'm expecting price to reach the high here. We're still pushing on. So yeah, keep an eye on the retest of 18,241, 18,122. And if we have a larger pullback, something like this, then I'll be looking at the retest of the high here around 17,800. But in terms of targets, in terms of destination, I think there's a very good chance we just get back to the high. Same thing for US 30, the high over here. Same thing for the S&P as well, the high over there. So yeah, I mean, indices to me are looking very, very bullish. Very, very bullish. So for NASDAQ, I'll only be looking for longs. What's up, Jacob? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're well. If there's any markets you're looking at, feel free to drop it in the chart. Yeah, as Sculpey mentioned there, drop it in the chart and I will have a little look-see. If I have missed out a pair, let me know. Pound CAD playing for me for all the week. I wish CAD bring the good news. Yeah, we do we have some CAD news coming out later? Let me just double check. I know we've got the old retail sales and CPI at 130, but I thought I saw CAD news as well. Yeah, there is CAD news, but it's more minor. Housing starts at 115. I'm not expecting much there. Maybe it might move CAD, but it's not a major one. So yeah, I'll have a look at pound CAD. News was mad yesterday. Didn't expect what happened with gold. Yeah, I mean, we kind of saw a bit of whip back and forth action across the dollar pairs, of course, resulting in dollar weakness, which is a bullish thing for gold, and gold did push up quite dramatically as well. So it looks like that boat has left the docks for me. The train's left the station a little bit. I was looking to long on the retest of this level, but the entry didn't come until like 3 a.m. and again, I'm snoring at that time, so I was hoping to see another retest of the level, but it didn't happen. But again, I've got to stick to my rules and not take trades outside of that, because that's just when things don't go to plan. You start taking unnecessary losses. But yeah, it was a nice retest of that level, and price is looking very, very bullish. So I think it's only a matter of time before gold does make it back to the high at 2400. I'm looking at silver as well. Silver probably will do it even before gold. So yeah, things are looking very, very bullish for gold and silver. Very, very bullish. But yeah, for pound CAD, yeah, this is just hectic. More price action's been hectic for pound CAD. Impressive stuff holding through all of this, by the way, because it has been choppy. I mean, my Euro Aussie trade hasn't been much better, to be honest, but it's still very, very choppy. So fair play. I mean, Euro Yen has definitely been making it worthwhile. Yeah, for pound CAD, as I've been saying for the past week or two, I'm still looking for the break and retest of the high. Did not mean to do that. Still looking for the break and retest of the high. If we do come back to resistance and reject it and sell off again, cool. That's not the move I'm after. I'm looking to see if we can break that resistance. I'm looking for us to return back to the high then on the left at 1.73. Kind of looking at a big inverse head and shoulder pattern. Left, head, right shoulder. So going from making lower lows to now making higher lows. If we can break structure, that'll be interesting. And now I'm looking for the retest along. So that remains my bias, remains my opportunity, my setup I'm looking into. It just depends if we break the level or not. If we do, then I'm in. If we don't, then I'll be looking at other markets. Same thing for EuroCAD as well. If EuroCAD can go and break through the resistance here, things become very interesting for the longs for me. And I'll be looking for the retest. Aussie New Zealand dollar favor, I will take a look, no problemo. Simfway. I said you Simfway. Good morning, hope you're well. Great analysis as always, thank you. Holding long on gold, nice 23.56, TP 23.78. Have a trail stop loss slightly below 23.68. That should be looking pretty good then. Trail stop loss 23.68. That's more or less there. So it's a pretty tight stop loss. Pretty tight trail stop loss. What's your target? 23.78. 23.78. Okay, I mean, I'm not too far away from it. Probably makes sense given the target. So yeah, I mean, yeah, it looks like you're managing trades, according to some type of plan there. So it looks like you got it all going on there. So yeah, just see how that trade. I mean, I'm bullish as well, bullish bias as well. I'm looking for us to go back, back to 2400. So yeah, I do expect your target to be hit. Whether it will take a trading stop loss and then hit your target, that's up to the fluctuations of the market. No one can really predict that. But even with a trail stop loss, I assume it's trail into profit. So you're still walking away with a little bit of moolah there, so can't complain. But yeah, I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot. I was looking to get involved at the low here. It just didn't really give me the entry in my trading hours, unfortunately. But we're looking very bullish. So yeah, hopefully I can hit your take profit. In terms of my Euro Aussie trade, still holding on to that one for dear life. So yeah, it's been about a week now since I entered last week Wednesday on that candle there. And it's been a bit of back and forth. Yesterday, we were looking at some type of correction here because it was so tightly knit. And I was looking for it to break to the downside. We have seen a breakout, but again, I just need a bit more momentum here. Seen some nice momentum. That was during the night, during the Asian session. Stalling a little bit, so hopefully we can continue to push. But yeah, I don't really have a time limit cap on my trades. It's just either to failure or to success. So it depends how long it takes for that. But still holding onto the Euro Aussie trade. Like I said, I was looking at shorting Euro USD. I was looking to short entity USD, but they just didn't give me the entry signals at the levels I was looking at. So Euro USD, I was looking to short and retest that low. No entry signal there. We saw a slight bearish candle, but again, nowhere near enough to get me into the trade. This is the news, so we were looking extremely bearish at one point. But then by the end of the candle, we actually pulled back up, left a big wick, and actually closed bullish as well. So Again, if you're going to use candlesticks to enter charts, a good rule of thumb is always waiting for candles to close, because that would have sold a lot of people a dream there, just to find out it's closing bullish. And again, I've done that many times, so I've stuck my hand in the fire there, and definitely got burnt before. But anyway, Euro USD didn't give me the entry signal. NZD USD as well. I was looking to short this one. Well, I was looking to short one or the other, and see whichever one gave me the better entry, and neither gave me an entry. So I did stay out the markets. We came into the levels, slight reaction. I mean, this was the Asian session anyway, but price is breaking through. So yeah, Euro USD, NZD USD kind of invalidated by the breakouts of those levels. I'm still keeping a close eye on Pound Aussie should it come back to retest the low here. This is still where I want to short from. Euro NZD, I'm still waiting to see if we can break support. Again, looking to short and break and retest. Euro Aussie, I'm managing. And yeah, Pound CAD, Euro CAD, I'll keep an eye out to see if we can break the highs. And looks like gold and silver's kind of gone without me either as well. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at in terms of my watch list, in terms of what I'm looking at. I will take a look at Aussie New Zealand dollar. I have not forgot. Lauda, good morning. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're well. Oil, what is your analysis? I'll take a look at oil, no problem. Yeah, I don't know what's with the dots. Not sure what BBR is. Sculpt the news, always mad because of the rumors. Yeah, there's no way I'm going to try and do that. Yeah, I'm not going to look at BBRI. Again, in terms of the markets that I'll look at, Forex, indices, some crypto I'll look at, maybe a stock or two. But yeah, anything outside that, probably not going to look at that. Anyway, so Aussie New Zealand dollar, and of course some commodities as well, gold, silver, oil. Okay, so Aussie New Zealand dollar, where are you? So yeah, my arch nemesis, Aussie New Zealand dollar. How are we looking? Okay, we're actually not in a bad place for a sell, actually. I mean, it's definitely not the conditions which I look to trade in, but judging from previous price action, we've got a ranging market, and you can see every time we kind of have those exaggerated moves higher, we do tend to find resistance and sell off. So I'm looking at price kind of repeating this pattern here and possibly coming right back down again. So it's not in a bad place for some shorts. Not in a bad place for some shorts. I'm liking what I'm seeing here. That was the weekly time frame anyway. But yeah, on the 4H, things are getting a little bit corrective, but equally, if we can start to break to the downside, then it will leave behind some nice levels for a retest of. Again, for some shorts. And judging from where we are on the higher time frames, this is seller's territory. This is not a bad place to start looking for sells. Now, scalper, you're really working overtime. Yeah, I'm not going to look at BBRI. So you can stop requesting it. Okay, so with Aussie New Zealand dollar, I'll be looking at sales for that one, but I would wait for that consolidation to break before looking for any entries. In terms of oil, still looking at similar, still looking at the sell off the retest of this level, but I'm not too sure if we will see the retest of that level. 81 is where I'm looking to short from, but as we can see, it looks like we are starting to form some lower highs here. So yeah, that might mean that we kind of sluggishly move to the downside, and we keep kind of bleeding. Which might not give the retest there. But again, you know, as traders, all we can do is wait for the market to set up how it fits our plan, how we like it to, and if it does, we take the trade. If it doesn't, we stay out the markets essentially. So if we can get a retest of this level here, 81, that will be a fantastic place to short. But judging on how price is moving, we might kind of just roll over slowly, which, yeah, might not give us a really good opportunity. I mean, if we can pick up some momentum, it might leave some nice levels behind, like this prior low. This might become a nice place to short and turn. But essentially, this is what I'm looking at for oil. That is what I'm looking at for oil. How Sculpey is really working overtime there. Just bouncing back and forth between accounts. But yeah, for oil, that's kind of what I'm looking at. A lot more downside, which does favor oil weakness, which means CAD weakness as well. So maybe we do get a breakout. What's up, Idea Trader? Welcome to stream. Hope you are well. Favor S&P 500. We'll take a look at. No problem. Morning, Ben. What is up? Yeah, I did have a look at GME last week, I think. No problem. Happy to help. My strategy is normally 100 pips plus. Hence, I have a trading stop loss 23.68 with an entry of 23.56. Once my trading positions are running at 100 pips, I lock in profits. Okay. So what's your like stop loss size, your average stop loss size if you're looking to target 100 pips? Or is it specifically for gold that you target 100 pips on? Because of course looking for 100 pips on gold is a little bit different from looking for 100 pips on Euro USD, for example. So yeah, I wouldn't. It would be a little bit more difficult looking for 100 pips on Euro USD consistently. I mean, depends what time frame you're looking at, but yeah, what's your average stop loss size for that target? But yeah, gold is looking relatively bullish, so hopefully I can go and hit your target. Have a look again what's happened as it collapsed off a building. Oh my word. When did that happen? Well, it was getting a little bit excited last week, and then what, Monday? Yeah, Monday. Wait, what? That's Tuesday. Okay, yeah, it hasn't opened up for Wednesday yet. I thought that should be Tuesday. That should be Wednesday. But yeah, that is insane. That is insane. But yeah, that's when technicals go out the window completely, because there's no way I'm using technical analysis in the market that looks like that. There is no way. Which is why I focus on Forex, commodities like gold and silver, because the volume, the liquidity in those markets are very, very high. So you're going to get really nice price action. Whereas in those markets, sure, you can use technical analysis, but I think it's a lot harder to do consistently. My go-to on gold is 3-1, being 300 pips, 400 pips stop loss. Yeah, I mean, again, because there's a lot of pips in gold. But yeah, I mean, 300 pips it's not even anything too crazy on gold, 300 pips. But yeah, three. Okay, 3-2. I thought Sculpey normally a little 1-1 or 1-2 type of person. I didn't know you go for 3-1s as well. But yeah, I like generally having my risk reward around the 1-3. But from this year on, I'm trying to make it a little bit bigger. But from last year, my average risk reward was around 1-3, excluding partials. And the guy who started the whole thing a few years ago has started tweeting again. No way has that caused that. Just from him tweeting again. 3 years of slow bleed erased in 2 days. Yeah, that is insane. That is insane. Only trade. Oh, okay, you only trade gold. My average stop loss is normally 40 pips. Oh, okay. Makes sense. Yeah, so for 100 pip target, 40 pip stop loss, you're looking 2.5 risk reward, and then from then on is when you start trading. So yeah, you're looking for attain more in your winners, smaller losses, and you're looking at those bigger losses, bigger wins to outweigh those smaller losses. So yeah, I mean, that's a very similar style I use across the FX market. I don't really have a pip target, but my risk multiple is kind of what I look at, and market structure, of course. What's up, Balatar? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. Nah, that's just quick skulls when we have momentum. Okay, when we have a lot of momentum, but in the car market day to day, I trade 3-1. Okay, fair enough. So adapting with market conditions, I like that. What's up, Thobal? Welcome to the stream. I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. Hope you're well. What's your take on NAS 100? I'm shorting, targeting 17,839.4 H4. Okay, we'll take a look at NAS as well. Okay, I'll take a look at S&P, then I'll take a look at NAS. I forgot about S&P. But yeah, I'm very bullish on the indices. I think there's a good chance we do get back to the high. So essentially, I'm looking for higher lows, and then of course the market to make higher highs. And looking at the H4 structure for S&P, everything is pointing up still. So I'm looking for the retest of that level. This is the level I was talking about yesterday. I think the news kind of spiked us into that level. The news kind of spiked us in. So that's kind of when the news comes out really nicely. When you have a level and the market kind of spikes in with the news, normally those are really good setups. But anyway, going forward, a retest of the high would be nice, but I would want to see a bit bigger of a breakout before then looking for a retest to then long. But I'm looking for a push back into the high there, 52.77, and that's what I'm expecting price to push into. So yeah, I think there's a good chance S&P does return back to its high, and if I was looking to trade it, I'll just be looking at pullbacks, break and retest to then buy it back to the high. In terms of NAS, is that what you said? NAS. Yeah, NAS, I'm looking at something similar as well. I would only be looking at longs for this one. I understand the price has made a move higher. We're likely to see some retracement, but I'm very, very bullish, and I do think there's a good chance we can return at least back to the swing high here, which is around 18.4 to 18.460. So that's my target for NAS. Looking at shorts back to 17,839. Where's that? 17,839. Okay, it's more or less the high here. So yeah, I can see the logic there. But I would only be looking to long in this market, because the way I look to trade essentially is just a flow of momentum. I try to take 80-90% of my trades in the direction of momentum, in direction of higher time frame trend. So I'm always looking to favor that direction. Doesn't mean I'll always be right, of course not, but At least I like using that as a confluence. But yeah, we are approaching some major resistance supply, but I do expect more upside naturally. So I'm looking at these areas as places we might bounce from, potentially 18,249 and 18,100 could be a place we could bounce from as well. First target 18,089. So that's pretty much coming back into this area here as well. So, I mean, I bet the risk reward is pretty good in that trade. If it does play out, you're looking at a decent winner. But yeah, I would be very bullish on this market. I don't trade indices, but if I did, I would be looking for the pullback. Essentially, your move down. I'll be looking for that as a pullback to then buy back up. And these are the levels where I would consider longs. Retest of that high there, retest of this high, and a retest of that high there as well. So yeah, the move you're looking to capitalize on, from my analysis, looks just to be the retracement. I'm still expecting, price to find its feet and push back up again. I can see we are approaching some areas of resistance, so we could see that retracement, but I do think we'll just form higher lows to push higher. So that's my two cents on NAS. But yeah, looking at the indices, the US indices in particular, I do favor upside longer term. Okay, I'll take a look at USD CAD. Hansi is how our scalpers survive. Yeah, you guys are the hardcore traders. We'll take a look at dollar CAD, no problemo. What's up? Follow the trend. Look at the retest of gold 2364 to go long. Okay, I'll take a look at that price at the moment. Let me just quickly go through dollar CAD. So yeah, for USD CADs, we're coming into an interesting level. But the way price is shaping up with these lower highs, 1, 2, 3, it's not looking pristine. It's a nice level, don't get me wrong. We've seen some really nice rejection at this price, and I do think we can have another bounce at this level here as well. But because of these successive lower highs, I think there's a good chance we might bounce, but there's a good chance we probably form another lower high. We've got one over there, second, third, potentially a fourth there, which doesn't really which is a strong possibility. So if you do get long, I wouldn't look to stretch the trade too far. Let's say back to that high there. I think it's a little bit too optimistic. Not that it can't happen, of course, but there's a lot of obstacles in our way for that to happen, and there's a good chance we form another lower high. So some shorter term buys off that level look good. Equally, if we do see a breakthrough, then this will become a nice level of resistance, and we're looking to catch the next lower high in the sequence. 1, 2, 3. Maybe form a fourth there, we break through, potentially could get a fifth on the retest of that level, and then this becomes a really nice sell. So for me, this depends what price does. Do we crack through? Then we're looking at shorts. If we can see some nice rejection, we're looking at kind of shorter term, medium term longs. So that's kind of my outlook with USD CAD. It really depends what we do at that 1.36 100 level. Okay, that should do it. That boy was really starting to get my nerves. But I know he's got a second account though, so he's still here, just on a different account. Anyway. No problem, happy to help. Okay, I'll go take a look at that gold price. S&P I just went through. If you scroll back, literally like 2 or 3 minutes, you'll see the analysis to it. No problem, Scalpy. You have every right to go to the toilet, my friend. So yeah, gold 2364. Did you say 2364? Is that the high? More or less. So yeah, potentially. It just depends on how we break the high. It depends how we break the high. Do we break it impulsively, or is it kind of a sluggish breakout, or do we just only close above it by a few pips? If I'm looking to take a break and retest of this high, it's because prices really push through, and then I see a pullback, sort of like what we did here. We had the high here, really nice level resistance. Price completely smashed straight through it, came back for a retest. Beautiful, beautiful setup. It just was outside of my trading hours. If we could do something of that nature as well, healthy breakout and a nice pullback, then yeah, I'm looking for the longs on the exact same area, because I do think we can go a lot higher for gold. I've pointed out this resistance at 2400, but truthfully, I do expect us to, at some point in the next coming weeks or whatever, for us to actually take out the high there and see some new all-time highs on gold past 2431. So yeah, I do like the buys for gold. I think it's still a good opportunity. Silver likewise as well, but I need to see a breakout of this sort of nature. It doesn't have to be to that extent, because that was a really healthy breakout, but I need to see some momentum in the breakout, and then yeah, I'll be looking at a retest too long as well on the back of that level. So yeah, if price can push on, I'm liking what I'm seeing. Silver, what is your analysis? Okay, I'll take a look at silver. Andreas, good morning, welcome to the stream, hope you're well. Any thoughts on NZUSD? Yes, I'll take a look. I was looking to short it yesterday, but it has broken through my level, but I'll quickly go through. Yeah, I know. I think it's got multiple accounts as well, so I don't know how many accounts they have. Euro pound at daily support. Okay, we'll go through euro pound as well. Pound can rise as soon as it touches the resistance. I will see if I got a foul or not, faked out or not. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking for the break of that resistance, so that's where I stand. I mean, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But yeah, I mean, to be fair, you've done well holding it that long, I must say. So yeah, completely forgot which pair I was going to look at. NZUSD, no, silver and NZUSD. So yeah, silver, I'm looking for pretty much the same thing as gold. I'm looking for price to break the highs and then continue higher. I was looking for the retest of this high this week and this high as well, but I didn't quite see it happen. With silver. So I'm looking to see if we can break through the high here, which was seeing some signs of price doing that, and then get the retest of the high there. And again, I'm expecting new highs past that wick, 29.79 roughly. So yeah, silver for me, I'm still very bullish on. Silver, I'm still very bullish, equally with gold as well. Yeah, I'm looking to long them both. Well, not long both of them, but see whichever one gives me the better opportunity. And yeah, if you can get a retest of that, that would pique my interest. 100%. So yeah, analysis, more upside. Again, when we've got major time frames, monthly, weekly, daily, when they're kind of in sync, pointing in the same direction, like it's with the yen pairs, like it's with gold, like it's with silver, those for me are really good opportunities, because the probability is a lot higher. To be fair, I've got to hand it to him. He doesn't give up at all. Okay, so where was I? So NZUSD, Euro Pound, I'll take a look at. I hope he doesn't. I short the top. I mean, it's a strong level of resistance. It's pretty much 50-50 if price will break the level or not. It's pretty much 50-50 price will break the level or not. So the shorts, coming back into level make make complete sense. Like I said, I'm looking to long purely because I always want to be in the direction of the high time frame trend. Even I say that with a pinch of salt because the trend here has been absolutely horrendous. There is some type of bullish trend here, but it's not anything too crazy. But if I'm looking to long it, I need to see that break of that resistance. But if it doesn't, I'll fold my arms and hopefully that can sell off to your take profit. But it has been very, very choppy. But yeah, whether it breaks or not, it's 50-50 really, in my opinion. Okay, so NZUSD, let's take a look. So I was looking to short this one. Same thing with Euro USD, but yeah, didn't give me any entry signal, so I stayed out of the market. Well, truthfully, this is kind of where I logged off because 4, 5, 6 is when I stopped looking to trade. So all of this, I'm asleep through, and I woke up around here where price is breaking through the level. So no opportunity to trade there for myself for NZUSD. Again, the analysis is pretty straightforward. Looking to capitalize on these lower highs. It looks like price is breaking through that. And if we do go and break through the high here, that changes everything for NZUSD. Because if we do break through that high, that then tells me that, okay, we're probably not being bearish anymore, and we're probably going to form a higher low somewhere, and we're probably going to keep pushing higher. So if price does break through that high, I'm no longer looking for shorts, and I'll probably only be looking for longs for NZUSD. So yeah, my focus really now is to see what we do here. If you can come back below the level, things become interesting again. But if we take out the high, then yeah, I will be bullish. Keeping an eye on DXY as well, because that's obviously going to have a big part to play. But yeah, essentially, if we do break through that high and then USD, I'm looking at longs. Same thing for Aussie dollar as well. If we do break to the upside, as in take out this high here on the left, then again I'm looking at longs on the retest. Euro USD, if we take out the high here, again I'm looking for longs. Pound USD, I mean, we've broken back inside the range, so I'm kind of already bullish on that one. And USD CHF, if it can break through the lows here, I'll be looking for shorts. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with the dollar pairs. They're kind of in limbo a little bit, but they can change very quickly. All depends on what we do in the next few hours. That's kind of where I'm at with NZUSD, Andres. With Euro Pound, wow, what's going on here? Euro Pound is melting. Is Euro very weak compared to Pound? Euro USD is not looking too weak right now. A little bit of downside. Okay, it's Pound then. Pound's really pushing, so it's more Pound than Euro. But yeah, Euro Pound is really trying to fall. Anyway, so this week I said this is an interesting level where I'll keep my eyes peeled. If we can hold this level, I think that's a great place for a long. But it doesn't look like we're holding. I mean, we could snap back, but we are looking very, very bearish at this moment in time. Again, this is why I try to stay away from Euro Pound, especially when we're in these conditions, because choppy conditions is not my forte. I like it when we're trending. We're much likely to hold support and resistance in that direction, rather than when we're kind of chopping all over the place. You get a lot of fake outs in these type of conditions. So if Euro Pound does push strongly back below this level, then I'll be treating this as a big fake out, and this is a big fake out as well. Then in turn, this will make a lot more sense now for a short, for a move back down to the low of the range. If we successfully pull back, then yeah, the buys are still on and looking for a move higher. But yeah, we'll see how that candle does close, and if we do continue to push on, if that's the case, then I'll be looking at a retest of this level for some downside. One high there, another lower high there, third lower high, looking for a move down. So that then becomes the analysis for euro pound. But yeah, I must say, I was not expecting that from euro pound, but conditions aren't great at all. So I'm not looking to trade it. It's not my watch list at all, because we're not really seeing any type of trend really. This to me is one big range. So yeah, that's kind of my outlook on euro pound. Let me know what you're looking at for euro pound as well, Kevin. Five years in total, what 3 solid day in, day out. Nice, good numbers there. Please go with me. You already got a big win on euro yen more. S&P 500, you have live stream. But yeah, as I said, for S&P, I'm favoring upside. All the major indices I'm very bullish on. S&P, US 30, US 100. I'm looking for these guys to return back to their highs. And I think if we do see dollar weakness just continue as well, that will be an extra confluence or catalyst, if you will, to then continue the indices going higher back to their respective highs. And they're very, very close as well. S&P, the US 30, sorry, the highs over there. S&P, the highs just there. US 100, again, we're very, very close to the high as well. So I think there's a good chance we just get to the high and probably break through as well and create some new all-time highs for them. So yeah, indices, very, very bullish. And if you're looking to trade them, you're just looking at pullbacks. And these are still levels that look good to me, although I would wait for price to push a little bit further before the retest. I'll still keep an eye on this high here. For some reason, we may sell off. Maybe the news comes out very, very good for dollar. Maybe we do sell off. But if that's the case, this will become a nice level to long from. Equally with those levels there too. So yeah, S&P looking for price to get back to the highs and some new all-time highs as well. We'll see what DXY does at that level of support. So it should be interesting. Do we have any Euro news? I think we had Euro news this morning, didn't we? Yeah, on employment change. Aussie news in the early hours of the morning. Unemployment rate as well. Expected to go up, which is bad for Aussie, which is not particularly great for my trade. Oh well, we shall see. Are we seeing any momentum? No, still looking pretty stale. This was the news yesterday. Big wick retesting the level and price quickly pull back. Hopefully we can see price sell off now, but we're still struggling at support here. So yeah, it's been a slow one, but hopefully we can pick up some momentum soon. Yeah, it's a big one now. I hope that will continue. Yeah, I mean, with yeah, is it pretty strong moving to that level. Are you still holding the yen trade more, or have you closed that one? Because I remember you said you kept moving your targets, but I think 169 was your last target, and price completely smashed that. I don't know if you moved it to 170 as your next target. But yeah, with pound CAD, again, whether price holds that level of support resistance, for me, it's kind of 50-50. If we completely reject it or not. So I want to see if we can break through the high and then pull back, and then that could be a nice opportunity. Same thing with EuroCAD as well. They're very similar pairs. But yeah, pound has been a little bit strong today, so I'm not too sure why that is, because I didn't see any pound news earlier today. There was euro, but I'm not seeing any pound. So EuroCAD is showing a bit more rejection than pound CAD right now. What's up, Anis? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good, my man. No problem. Better late than never, as I always say. Miko fully, but I don't think I've actually banned him like fully though. I've banned that account, but I know they've got like 2 or 3 more. So I don't know. I think he's still here, or she. I was stopped out on yen today. Was surprised, but I know the EOD we are back 156.5 to 6. Yeah, you said you were long yesterday on dollar yen, or was it euro yen? I think it was dollar yen. Yeah, we did have a bit of a sell-off there. All the yen pairs kind of took a bit of a hit. Yeah, I'm still bullish on the yen pairs just from the trend standpoint, but in terms of actually finding opportunities, I kind of want to see a bit of a sell-off because this is a little bit too high prices for me. But yeah, I had a look at the Japanese index and we had a bit of a push to the downside there as well. I mean, the Japanese index has been kind of consolidating, so it's not really been a much help, to be honest. Close and open to... Oh yeah, it said you opened 2 new ones. I forgot. It was over 2 weeks, so I was like, a fresh one. Fair enough. 2 weeks though, that's a week longer than I'm holding my Euro Aussie position. Lost control today. Yeah, I think I did actually. I did lose control. Calm head went. GM, what is up? Welcome. What do you reckon Aussie dollar? Yeah, Aussie dollar, I mean, we haven't broken outside of the range yet, but I've got a feeling that we're likely to do so, just how everything is set up and the fact that we had a big fake out in the opposite direction. So this is the range I'm looking at on the daily chart. This for me is a big fake out to the downside. And, you know, if you look at fake outs in general, if we fake out one way, most of the time we tend to break the other way. So I'm expecting us to now break to the upside. So if that's the case and we do break to the upside, then that for me will then create some nice buy opportunities because, again, in here is no man's land for me. I don't want to be taking trades in here. But if we can confidently break higher, then yeah, I'm looking at pullbacks. I'm looking at buy opportunities all the way back to the high here at 0.68. Just as I was looking for the sells back to this low here. When we eventually had the breakout to the downside, as I was looking at retest to short, I think I actually did get a short here. It eventually trailed me out, but I got a short here on the retest, looking for a move to the low. That didn't work out. It turned to be a fake out. Price broke back inside the range. Now let's see if we can do it in the opposite direction. And again, look at the relatively same target, just the opposite. And then yeah, looking at pullbacks and buying opportunities back to the high there. So very, very simple stuff. Just waiting for price to create that direction, create that momentum, and I'm looking to hop on a retracement, on a pullback. So Aussie dollar, I'm starting to favor buys, but of course we haven't had the breakout yet. So there's nothing for me to do until we see that breakout. And then if it does happen, then I'm looking at my retest of this high, and we've got a nice little range to work with between that level there, roughly 200. So yeah, that's kind of where I stand with Aussie dollar. I like the price action because we've got a nice high and a low, significant high and low above it. So really the way I'm looking at this is just which way we break out is the high or the low I'm expecting price to get to. If we do break to the upside, I'm looking at that high, break to the downside, looking at that low. Of course, it's turned to be a fake out, so now probability lies of a push higher. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with Aussie dollar. Yeah, true. It is one less account to time out. Very, very true, Sculpey. Very true. But to be fair, they've been quiet, so hope I haven't jinxed it now. Enter the game 155.7. Thank you so much, Mossen, for subscribing. Appreciate it. Enter the game at 155.7 for the 156 plus. Dollar sell-off will be faded. Okay, going against that dollar. I mean, dollar's looking a little bit weak today. Whether that will turn around. What's your thoughts going to CPI, Russ? CPI and retail sales for dollar this afternoon. What's your thoughts going into that? Because at the moment, intraday, dollar's been quite weak. I mean, we are hitting some levels of support, which I think there's a good chance we can bounce from, but yeah, it's up to dollar at that point. Realistically, I can see price doing both things, either breaking through. If that's the case, I'm looking at more downside. If we do bounce, then I think we can actually make it back to the highs there. So yeah, dollar is looking a little bit weak, and yen is looking a little bit strong. Of course, that could turn around very, very quickly. But yeah, me personally, I want a slightly bigger sell-off before looking for longs. Went to the toilet, Miko abandoned. Yeah, that's all that happens. As soon as Sculpey went to the toilet, no messing around. No problem, GM. Happy to help. Gijima, welcome to the stream. So, how do you handle if price doesn't retest? No FOMO, lol. Yeah, I mean, in the beginning you would have FOMO, but over time you don't really have FOMO because it just comes from a confidence in your system, a confidence in your trading, confidence that you know you will get setups, you know you will get opportunities that fit your plan very well, and you know there's an edge there. So you have to just keep taking those opportunities, and you know you walk away for profit. At the end of the day, well, not at the end of the day, but you know what I mean. So yeah, in the beginning you will have FOMO because as a trader you want to trade and make money and take advantage of moves that you're expecting to happen. So it will make sense to have that fear of missing out. But if you understand that your edge is there, you understand where your edge is, and you understand that the edge will pay you if you just stick to it, then you don't really have that fear of missing out. Because I know that the market will give me opportunities that fit my plan. I've tested my strategy over numerous years. So I know the opportunities, I'll find the opportunities, they'll come to me. So I don't really have that fear of missing out. Sure, of course, I would love to be in the trade and be holding on it right now, of course. But I know I'll get an opportunity. It might not be gold. It might be USD CAD next week. That gives me a really good trade. Or maybe at the end of the week, pound USD might set up with something. So I have no idea which pair. Well, I know roughly which pair my next trade is going to come from. But whether it's set up or not, yeah, it's not up to me. So yeah, in the beginning you will have fear of missing out. Naturally you will, but it will go as you gain confidence in your strategy. Because if you know that your strategy will pay you, why differ from that? That's kind of my mentality with it. It's like, if what I'm doing works, why would I do something else? Of course, you can tweak and improve, and refine the strategy, improve it. That's a separate issue. But in terms of taking a trade outside of your plan altogether, just because you want to catch a trade, that comes from a place of desperation. Comes from a place that you're not really confident that your strategy will pay you. Because if you're crystal clear, 100% confident it will pay you, you wouldn't do anything else besides trade your strategy. Really, theoretically. I know that might not always be black and white, but essentially that is at least how I view it anyway. Toilet sick does, 100%. What's up, Holy One of Israel? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're well. Sculpey FOMO was my biggest problem, but you're right. You've got to have a level of cockiness because you know what you're doing, and the trade will come. Of course. That's exactly what I was trying to say. You just want to have that kind of absolute confidence that what you're doing, your habits you're doing, the trades you're taking, will pay you. It might not be today, it might not be this week, but eventually your edge will come through. So if you have that ultimate confidence that what you're doing has edge, then you don't really deter from that plan. If you do, then you're kind of coming from a place of desperation that you either need money right now, or you're not even sure you will get an opportunity that fits the plan. And if it does fit the plan, it might fail. I don't know if the edge is going to work. So yeah, the best way to overcome that as well is collect data and just keep trading your edge really through live markets as well. Because of course back testing is great, but it doesn't give you that kind of undoubtable confidence. It will give you confidence that the edge is there and this actual strategy does work. But there's nothing like confidence from actually trading that strategy and actually seeing the results over a period of time. That gives you a lot of confidence, and sometimes maybe too much confidence, and you start doing some stupid stuff. And then of course you've got to cut that out. But yeah, in terms of getting rock solid confidence, you only get that from the live markets really. But yeah, backtesting is great just to understand that edge in detail. But in terms of having that confidence when you pull the trigger, you can only get it from pulling the trigger and then seeing. It's kind of a weird one because you need confidence to pull the trigger, but then by pulling the trigger you gain confidence. So it's kind of like a circle, which kind of, it doesn't really have a starting or ending point. It's just continuously going through. So you almost have to have kind of fake confidence. Fake it till you make it, and then when you do make it, then you can just be naturally confident. No problem, happy to help. So yeah, with Euro Aussie, things are looking okay. Again, I'm also looking at Pound Aussie as well. It's partner in crime. Should we do get a move higher, maybe that stops me out of Euro Aussie potentially if you do push up, then I will be looking at Pound Aussie in a little bit more detail, because again I'm liking these lower lows and lower highs. One over there, second there, third, fourth there, fifth. So I'm liking what I'm seeing with the structure, and essentially looking for the sixth and then a move lower. USD to me looks really good too. If we can break that support, I'm in. Yeah, silver and gold kind of left me, but like I said, I will keep an eye on that high there. That could be something of use, probably later in the week, if not next week, because I still need to see healthy breakouts. I'm not seeing that just yet. And then yeah, Euro USD and NZUSD have broken through my levels, so I'm no longer looking at them in terms of sales, unless they break back underneath. So yeah, my watches have been reduced a little bit because some levels have broken through, some opportunities have gone, but I do expect them to replace pretty soon. But only if you stick to the plan. Yeah, that's true, of course, that is true. Only if you do stick to the plan. I think it's such a simple concept, but I don't know, because it's a simple concept, stick to the plan. But I was going to say it's hard, but it's not even hard. It's not even hard. But it is hard at the same time, because I've been there when you're trying to stick to the plan and then you deviate. But then it's also quite easy, because if you create a plan yourself, you understand it fully, then obviously you just want to stay to that plan, stick to that plan. But then you do something outside of that plan, and then you have to start again. Well, not start again, but the cycle repeats. So yeah, effectively it's very simple. Stick to the plan, but you also got to have a good plan. You got to also have a good plan, and a plan that you believe in, a plan that you tested, and a plan you've got confidence as well. Because if you just create any plan, and then someone's saying to stick to that plan, but why would you stick to a plan which you haven't really tested, or you don't know if it really works? So you've got to have confidence in the plan and stick to that plan. That is the ultimate task as a trader, really. And then if the plan's not performing well, then you tweak and refine the plan. Updates and challenge, yes. So I'm still in the Euro Aussie position. Again, I haven't been very active because I've been busy working on my prop firm, so I haven't been trading as much. But yeah, I'm still in that Euro Aussie position. I think probably around $300 up, something like that. Psychology, bro, you can control yourself. That's a simple question, but it's not easy as some think. Yeah, I agree. And the funny thing is, everyone's psychology is a little bit different as well. But you got to have the system down first. Trading first, and then I don't want to say trading first, psychology second, because I feel like they're equally as important. Maybe even psychology a little bit more important, but of course you have to have an edge first before you do sort out your psychology. But it is really a psychological game, really. And you also got to understand, what type of obstacles or challenges you have to face, because someone else will have a strategy which has a higher win rate and a lower risk reward, and the psychology needed to operate that strategy is very different from the psychology of someone with a much lower win rate with a higher risk reward. Both could just be as profitable as one another, but the psychology needed to take a bunch of losses and then a bigger win is different from win, loss, win, loss, win. If you guys know what I mean. It's a fascinating topic, really. It's a fascinating topic. Never really was into psychology before, but trading did open my eyes to it. little profits. Hi Miko, what's a good trading plan for a 10k account? Well, it's the same trading plan for any size account really. You want to be risking small. Again, trading plan is a complex thing. It's not just A, B, C, D, and you're good to go. I do have a video on my channel about how to create a trading plan. If you go to my Forex education list, Forex education playlist, I do have a video there about trading plan. If you go through it, I can't quite remember how long ago I made it, but it's in there somewhere. But yeah, you want to have multiple things down: your strategy, the hours you're going to trade, the markets you're going to trade, how you're going to manage your trades, routines you have in terms of how you analyze, how you find your trades, and then how you journal everything. So it's not just black and white, but essentially for a 10k account, you want to treat it like it's a $1 million account, really. So whether it's 1 mil or 100k or 10k or even 1k for that matter, you want to treat it something similar. Of course, I know the smaller account, you kind of want to aggressively trade it, but if you haven't aggressively traded well before, you don't want to kind of just start now and force it to happen. So just treat it like it's any meaningful size account to you, and 10k is meaningful. And yeah, treat it like that. Risk 1% per trade, maybe even 0.5% to start off and find your feet, and then you can always increase to 1 later down the road. Nail down a strategy that blitz in live markets and document and journal how you react to your emotions, of course, to the trades taken, then slowly adjust. Yeah, 100%, I agree as well. I think a lot of the learning comes from the journaling and the reaction and the motion part, because it's never a case where you backtest a strategy and then you can do the exact same thing in live markets. Very, very rarely that's the case, if at all. I think if you don't have a system, you shouldn't trade at all, mate. If you don't look at specific setups, when you open the charts, it's better not to trade. I agree as well. I agree as well, Anis. If you don't have something predefined, then yeah, there's no point trading. Because I used to believe that there's traders out there who just got good intuition and can just trade off intuition, which there might be. There might be a small collective of them. But I thought I used to be one of them. And maybe one day I might be a trader who purely trades off intuition. Maybe one day. But I can 100% tell you in the beginning that is the worst thing to do. Even if you've got 3 years experience, just to trade purely off intuition, have no rules outside of that, that's a recipe of disaster. You have to have specific things you're looking at. And in reality, the more specific it is, the better actually. If it's quite broad, you're going to run into more problems. If it's specific, then you're in a good place. Euro USD is going down, so Euro USD is going up, is what you mean. So of course I look at it euro against the dollar rather than the dollar against the euro. But yeah, Euro USD has been quite bullish. Dollar's quite weak at the moment. Pulling back a little bit in the lower time frames, but overall it's looking pretty weak. Show example of trading plans. Yeah, if you look at if you go to my Forex education playlist, I do have a video on trading plans, and I'm pretty sure I create sections in that video and do give you some examples there. So if you go to that video, that should answer your question in terms of examples of trading plans. I want to enter Euro Aussie, which level I should enter. I suppose you're talking about shorts. I mean, this is not a bad level. We've just created support and we've come back to retest it again. So 1.6 to 800 is not a bad level. A break of this and a retest does look good, but again, it comes a little bit tricky. It just becomes a little bit tricky because you're buying a little bit closer down to these lows. So you have to take that into consideration, because sure, we might get a nice little retest of this level, but you know, your risk to reward, not to say you can't aim past that. I mean, you know, I'm targeting further than that as well, but you have to be wary that something like this could definitely happen at this area here. So if you're looking to enter, then this is still a nice level to enter where I entered from, and also a retest of this low is not a bad place to enter as well. I'll just keep an eye out on this low because that is definitely a big obstacle which could send price back against you. But either which way, they both make a lot of sense. They both make a lot of sense. It sounds cocky, that's how I gauge my trades. I have rules to met as well, but if it doesn't feel right, my guy, I won't take it. No, the thing is, I use that as well. Sculpey. But I have rules in place where I have to operate in. For example, I need to see bullish, bearish, engulfing candles before I enter. I need to be entering off support and resistance. I need to be in direction of higher time frame. So there's rules in place I have which need to be met. But of course, I can, because there's no trade that's exactly the same. Every trade you take is unique. So every trade you take will have unique characteristics. Some characteristics will be more attractive than others. So you can kind of gauge it with that if you've got experience. And I do that as well. I don't take every support and resistance that fits my plan. So, and again, that's from looking back at my trades and learning it as I go along as well. So yeah, I do that as well. Maybe not to the extent as you, but there are trades which I grade in terms of, okay, this is my better setup or a setup. And this setup, I can tell, judging by the characteristics or maybe how the candles are closed, momentum, high time frame, market structure, whatever it could be, I'll probably give it a lower grade. So I'll either not take the trade or take less of those type of trades. Because again, even with rules, unless you're completely mechanical, then you have a black and white, okay, it fits the plan, I'll take the trade no matter what. If there is discretion involved, which for myself there is discretion involved, I do have my black and white rules, but within that there is room for me to think on the spot and interpret the market price action. No problem, Noradine, happy to help. What are the rules since every trade is unique? Well, it's different for every trade and every strategy, but for me, I'm looking support resistance. I'm looking for market structure to be in the same direction as higher time frames, and I'm looking for bullish, bearish, engulfing candles to see rejection at my level. But then, you could add a lot more confluences. You had different confluences like Fibonacci levels, moving averages crossover, or moving averages bounce, or I mean, there's a wide spectrum of strategies. All you need is a set of rules that specify a specific point in the market where we're likely slightly likely to go higher than lower, or vice versa. And then your risk management and your trade management plays a vital role as well. Are you getting out at the right time, or are you having the appropriate size stop losses? Is your stop loss too big, too small? That will help. That will contribute to your profitability as well. But I think that's what comes from experience in the market. The amount you learn subconscious level is amazing, so I trust my gut heavily. But of course, has to work my plan. Yeah, same with me as well. I think that's the natural discretion you have, because my trading style is discretionary as well. But of course, I have to have the rules in place. And that's for me. I know, like I said, I know there's people who can be a bit more discretionary than me and use their instincts. But I like having a hard set of rules which I can operate within. I think it's better for my psychology as well. Someone offered me trading bot. I told him if it makes me coffee, we have a deal. That is a really good trading bot. Oh, look at that. Pound CAD is reacting to that level. I mean, nothing crazy yet, but it is pulling back. I'm still waiting for the break of that level. Aussie dollar is reacting to that level there as well. But for me, I'm still looking for the break and retest. Scalper try to use a strategy applying or thinking about what. Apply your strategy to real life. How are you going to do that? Break and retest in real life. It will be a pleasure if you share your trading journey. Do you mean like as a video, social scientist? Like as a separate YouTube video illustrating, beginning till now? Is that what you're talking about? Yes, I do trade for a living. Noradine. Apply strategy to real life. I mean, maybe just being very philosophical with that. Don't break it. I need to keep working. Yeah, I mean, it's the market's going to be the judge of that, isn't it? The market's either going to hold it and pay you, or break and take your loss. I think pound is starting to weaken a little bit. It's very strong this morning. But yeah, pound overall is still very strong. And the fact that we've broken back inside that range, yeah, that's looking like a big fake out to me. So yeah, I mean, with the dollar pairs, I think I'm kind of just more on the fence waiting for the news to happen, because although DXY hasn't broken through my support level, Euro USD has broken through my resistance, and USD has broken through my resistance. So even if we do bounce, it's not like I can enter straight away. I need price to break back inside and then get some rejections in, and we'll see what's happening. So I think for now, I'll probably just focus on pound Aussie, manage my Euro Aussie trade, and let's see if Euro entity can break the support. And then, I'll keep an eye on gold and silver. Should we get some nice breaking retest of their highs? But yeah, I need momentum. I need price to keep pushing on. Where was I? Too philosophical. In fact, what you're trading is happening in real life, or is it just your strategy in those candlesticks? By real life, do you mean just like live markets, or are you talking about like real life? As in like life? I'm not sure. Ash, morning. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're well. Casperia, welcome to stream. Hope you're doing good. Happy Wednesday, right back at you. I think it's hard to trade lifetime. You're saying it's hard to trade? Not sure what you mean there. Tell about your journey in the stream, your good days, bad days, how to conquer emotions, how much it takes you to become profitable. Yeah, I could do a quick little run through, but I think that's more for a separate video to do it in detail, because yeah, I could talk about that for a while, and don't want to bore you guys to death. So I mean, effectively every trading journey is fairly similar. Maybe their good days are slightly better or bad days are slightly worse, but essentially I started when I was 17, around 17. And yeah, first of all, I wasn't very into trading at the start, but I slowly grew into it. Then I went to university, and then I was focusing on my education, but that wasn't really doing well. So I started picking up trading again, and that's kind of where I started to focus. Around 19 is when I really started to focus on trading. And of course, roller coaster up and down. I've always been quite good with my risk and managing my risk. I mean, I haven't been perfect. I've still blown 30% of an account in one day, but I've never actually blown an account before. And normally with me, it's death by 1,000 cuts. It's not really one loss I've had. I've always been very good with my risk, but my Achilles heel has always been holding out for my targets and taking profit when I meant to take profit, because I take a bunch of losses, I take a few wins, but it's always been that the losses outweigh the wins. So I always struggled to hold my wins for how long I meant to hold them. And yeah, a big part of that was emotion, but also a big part of that was a lack of consistency in my trading approach. For a good year or so, my trading approach changed literally like every 2 weeks. So it was very hard for me to find any consistency. And again, I was spending hours trading, learning, spending multiple hours every day. So after like the first 3 years, I already had quite a decent lot of experience to trading, a lot of exposure, but again, not really finding much consistency. But until I started to journal, which was took me about 3.5 years to start doing that. When I started to journal, I could actually just see that the trades I was taking wasn't really stupid. It was just the way I was managing the trades were very poorly. So the journal for me is actually one of the catalysts that actually start to get me from losing to break even, and from break even to profitable. And of course, a lot of kind of grit as well, because of course the journal will highlight to you where you're going wrong, but in terms of actually fixing the problem and doing it in the live markets, that's a different ball game as well. But essentially, my big issue for me to actually start seeing profits was holding my winners longer and refining my trading. But to be honest, the losses for me have never really been a big deal. I've always had appropriate stop losses. Well, not always, but you get what I mean. For a while, I've always had appropriate stop losses. I've never really been the person to move my stop loss out of the way and let price keep going against me and hope it does go back in my direction. I've always had stop losses in place. So yeah, for me, it was always just let my winners run and having a consistent approach, whether I'm using support resistance, supply and demand, trend lines, this strategy, that strategy, a consistent approach. And yeah, once I started applying those to my game, I started seeing some results. And then from then on, it's just tweak and refine really. But yeah, that's kind of like a basic overview. Bearish or bullish in DXY and CPI Miko, buy or sell now. Hey, Anis, you're sounding a little bit like like one of those bots now. Buy or sell now. Buy. I have no idea. Trade what I see. Not sure what you mean. I think they're asking if you just trade what you see. I think better than football. Euro G just blasted through major resistance like it was nothing. So glad I didn't place a sell limit. Yeah, I mean, I was looking to sell Euro USD. I wasn't really focused on pound USD, but I was looking to sell Euro at this level. But yeah, it completely broke through that like it was nothing. Same with NZD. This one did a little bit later, but comfortably broke through that level as well. Anton, you're on the 15 now, and news USD buyers today. EU PPI direction on the way. Okay, I'll look at Euro on the 15, but again, I'm not a crystal ball. I don't know where the news is going to go. I'll judge it off price action, but in terms of the numbers and the fundamentals, that's not what I'll be considering. I'm trying to get better with my journaling. Yeah, do that. Make that your number one priority. Make that your number one thing. Of course, first get an edge first. Once you got the edge first, then of course you're looking to trade live, and journaling becomes your number one priority then. Trust me, if you journal, you learn so much. I know it's not as fast and furious or as pretty as trading and sticking 10 lots and getting a nice big winner back, but truthfully, that's where you do so much learning. Trust me. And things, I know it's a cliche, everyone says it, journal, but I'm not even joking. It is it really does help. The journal is the book of truth, as Tom Hogarth called it. Yeah, I fully agree as well. When you start trading, there was any ICT and SMC concepts at that time? Not that I was aware of. Again, when I started, I wasn't really on YouTube like that. So maybe SMC. I mean, ICT, from what I know, he's been educating for a while. It's only recently, or fairly recently, he's got popular. But yeah, I wasn't really on the YouTube scene like that, so I wouldn't really know. I think when I did start to get to the YouTube scene, which is about maybe 4 years ago, there was SMC about at that time. So yeah, 3-4 years ago, there was quite a bit of SMC. I think SMC was the number one. ICT is obviously number one right now, but SMC was number one then. And crazy risk rewards were number one as well. And when I mean crazy, I mean like 1 to 50, 1 to 100. I remember some like Instagram ads of people having snippet of Euro USD and holding it to like 1 to 72. So yeah, crazy stuff. SMC, that was dominating the scene back then. Slowly gotten less hype, and of course ICT is taking number one spot now in terms of popularity. But yeah, I don't really hear too much about SMC these days. Yeah, it's true. Sculpey, the journal plug. I mean, I've got I recently, well not recently, it's actually quite a while ago now. I recently moved to Edgewonk. I normally use Notion to journal my trades, but I recently moved to Edgewonk. Notion's really good because it's quite versatile. You can do different stuff with it. I'll look at your USD in the 15-minute chart I haven't got. So yeah, Notion is quite versatile. It's quite and it's free as well. I think there is a paid plan, but I was using the free one and it had more than enough stuff there for me to use. But recently I moved to Edgewonk, which is pretty good because it does give you a lot of insight, a lot of data on your strategy, on your metrics as well. So that's quite handy. It's not that expensive either. So I would recommend EdgeRock to people to check out. But even just a simple Excel spreadsheet as well can go a long way, or even a hand journal like Sculpey has can go a long way as well. As long as you keep track of your trades and then review them as well. Don't just journal them and not look back at them, which is quite an easy habit to do. You journal it and then you just kind of forget to review it, which is the whole point of journaling it. But yeah, you were on the 15-minute. I don't really have much to say about this. Price action is not really doing much because we've broken out of key resistance, and obviously intra-week, intra-day we are pretty bullish here with Euro USD. I'm not a big fan of the price action. I do like the high here, but to me this is still very, very corrective. So I would that's the wrong word. Typically when we move like this, we do eventually have that bigger breather and normally break lower. So we could be seeing price potentially move lower upon the news to then retest this level here to then push up. So this could be a really nice opportunity, maybe if the news sells us off, because the news is at 1:30, so that's about an hour and 40 minutes from now. So we might kind of correct for the next hour and 40 minutes, and then possibly might sell off from that. And of course we do have a lovely high here, which price will come back and retest and use that to push on. So yeah, from the news, I would like to see a move down to then push up. Whether the news, of course, will be bearish or bullish for the dollar, I have no idea. Again, it's 50-50, but again, the beauty of just kind of focusing on your technical setups is that you already know what you want to do, just waiting for it to happen, if it does happen, of course. And then when it does happen, you strike when the iron's hot and you take the trade. If price just kind of just flies higher, it flies higher. It's difficult to take the trade anyway. If it does come lower, things are looking good again, or better. So yeah, Euro USD 15-minute chart, I'll be looking at longs on the breaking test of that low, just because we're seeing intra-week, intra-day bullish momentum. We've been bullish since the mid of April, actually, so for about a month, we've been pushing up to the upside very, very correctly, but it has been pushing up. So if I'm looking at intraday opportunities, I'll be looking to flow with this trend here and anticipate more upside. So yeah, that would be my outlook on the 15. But yeah, as for the news, I have not got a Scooby. And like I say, I don't really care, to be honest. All I want to see is what price does upon the news, how it reacts. Are we bullish, bearish? Do we break resistance, respect resistance? And then I'll make my judgment. But even if I guess news correctly, whoop-de-doo, probably the next news announcements, I'll guess it wrong. So, me trying to guess which way doesn't really serve much purpose. How's the challenge going? It's going okay. I'm still in my Euro Aussie position. Like I said, I haven't been very active because I'm quite busy at the moment on the challenge. Do you think 95% of IC traders are also in the loss, like price action traders? Yeah, I think that's just a normal stat generally. Doesn't really matter what stats. Doesn't matter what type of trader you are. I think 95. I don't know if it's 95. I think that's quite high. I think from broker statements, it's more like 80. I haven't seen a broker statement where it's 95. But I think like 80 to 90 is normally the percentage. But yeah, of course, a vast majority of traders are going to lose, and a big percentage of that is over time as well. It's not like today or this week or this month. It's like over time. Like at the end of this year is your P&L in the green on the red. 80-90% of traders on retail brokers will have will be in the red, and the remaining 10-20 will be in the green. So yeah, ICT, SMC, whatever it is, will have the same, because it's a psychological thing. It's a psychological thing. It's not a strategy based thing. Yeah, with the Nick challenge, yeah, I understand, but I don't want to share my track record publicly. I understand I do get the $1,000 for my community, but I'll probably be doing that anyway at some point. Favor, yes, then huge loss. Who's in huge loss? I think buyers will step in your USD at 1.041. What do you think? 1.041, 041. Wait, 041. That is quite far down. Is that a typo? That might be a typo. 041 is all the way down there. So yeah, I did trade. I'm not too sure if that was a little typo there. Because 041 is all the way like 200 pips away. But yeah, intraday I'm looking at opportunities there. But again, I don't trade intraday. But if I was, that would be the area. Are you still? Yes, I'm still in Euro Aussie. I am still shorting Euro Aussie. I'm still holding on to that trade. I'll see how it goes. But yeah, it is definitely taking its time. Yeah, Sculpia, 100% agree. Doesn't matter who's trading it. I mean, it does matter who's trading it, but it doesn't matter what you're trading. 100% agree. Casper, I'll take a look at pound yen. Do you still journal today? Yes, I do, Mikal. Copycat. IC markets don't work in Israel, don't they? I know they have a few places they don't operate. Like, well, it's a tricky situation because I know they don't advertise in the US, but I think they still onboard US clients. But it's a grey area, that. Anyway, so pound yen finally start coming down potentially. I mean, I wouldn't look to short it. Higher time frames for me still look very bullish. Daily, weekly, monthly, all the major time frames are pointing up, so I would not be looking. I would not be looking to short this at all. I know we're actually coming up to some really critical prices here on the higher time frame. So sooner or later we will see that kind of breather. You know, I do expect that to happen at some point this year, but at the moment in time, we're seeing a lot of bullish momentum. You know, I'm not the type of person to call tops and bottoms, so I now let other people do that. Yes, we could be coming down, but it's difficult. It's difficult to look at that and hold that trade right back to the lows here. You might catch a nice reaction, but I would be a bit more aggressive of managing that trade in terms of taking profit a little bit quicker, or maybe stop loss to break even quicker, because you are kind of shorting a very bullish market here. If you look at all the higher time frames, we're aggressively pushing higher. Not the best conditions to be shorting. Not that you can't get a successful trade. It's all probability at the end of the day. Maybe this time probabilities will be in your favor. But due to the conditions, I wouldn't look to try and push the trade too far. We could bounce bullish at any point. But yeah, nothing that I would short though. Oh, he's trying to make an account, doesn't work. Oh, okay. Poor from IC. Even retailers think alike. True. on average. I was looking to buy gold from 2028, tapped 2032, shot up 300 pips. I mean, I'm literally in the same boat as you, to be honest, with gold. Just missed, well, it didn't just miss my level, it hit my level. It's just, it was outside of my trading hours. So, yeah. Unfortunately, no position for me, but opportunity is always around the corner. Anyway, guys, we have reached the end of the live stream. I will be live again tomorrow and the day after that, as always. So, I mean, not as always, as from now on. I wasn't doing Mondays or Fridays, but now we are. Look at that. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for coming to the stream. Really do appreciate all of you guys chatting with me, joining the stream. Really do appreciate it. Thank you to my moderators as well for helping me moderate the stream. Really do appreciate that. Guys, if you have enjoyed the stream, please be sure to drop a like, subscribe, hit the bell as well so you don't miss out on any streams or uploads in the future. Take care. Like I said, we do have news today, so don't do anything crazy. Besides from that, have a fantastic day, ladies and gentlemen, and I'll catch you all on the flip side.
What?